Joe, let's begin firstly from you as the Bus and Taxi Drivers Association and having to decide to reduce the bus fares. But prior to this, we did see your national spokesperson just speak on how a reduction would not be made. What has been the reception, firstly, so far from the bus operators after this decision has been made?
Yeah, first and foremost, our core issue is to ensure that we provide transport to public passengers at a good price. Of late, after the adjustments on a monthly basis, it has provided an stable kind of environment to our sector, and all the issues that are prevailing, inflation, dollar kwacha relationship, the fuel that is not stable, it is making our passenger transport business uncertain. Because if you agree with me that if a passenger knows that moving from intercity to the copper belt is 250, and when he goes the next day the price is adjusted and they budgeted for 250, it makes the situation to be very awkward. But however, in our instances, is to ensure that if the fuel is adjusted and other things that constitute the pricing, we are there to make sure that we reduce so that we attract our passengers for a safe travel. So at this point in time, I would like to encourage our government to ensure that they come on board to make sure that they work to ensure that prices are controlled. It's not only the fuel prices that we can talk about. I want to give an example of time of COVID. I saw the entire government coming on board, trying to provide solutions. And for me, fuel, it's one of the major constitute in terms of driving the economy. And I've not seen the government coming and ensuring that they provide some kind of cushion to the public sector and to the masses. I believe that if a person who is working in the streets, he moves from Chawama coming in town, is paying a cost of 15 kwacha, I think for me it's too much. Government needs to come on board, sit with us, find best ways of resolving these issues. It's not only fuel. There is also ZRA that they can come and they're in control. They can put us on the table, work on ZRA, presumptive tax, reduce, and then, it trickles down to the masses. So we are there for the government, we are there for the people, and we are also human beings. We know what is going on, and we look forward that we can be on a round table with our government. I think they've settled. It's time we start together and find best ways in our public sector. Thank you. That's what I can mention for now.
Well, it's very interesting that you have brought up these issues. Obviously, having the government to look into these particular issues. But when we speak now of the end of the commuters, the first thing that you try as much to consider are the commuters, because they're the ones that give you this business. But how can many public transport users or these commuters capitalize now on this particular reduction in the bus fares?
You agree with me that the reduction on what was announced in terms of fuel was more on the petrol propelled vehicles, and the diesel propelled vehicles was minimum, was 0.58, and most of our vessels use diesel. So as we sat yesterday with government, it's very negligible for us to look at the reduction. But however, I don't want to go into there, because we sat and we are waiting to hear from the government when they sit, and we proposed something. We've got a model, a mechanism that we've agreed with the government. We just punch in figures here and there, and then it gives us what is on the ground. So at this point in time, the government is on the matter, and today or the next day we'll be able to hear what we propose, if they'll be able to come out. So I'll leave that issue to the government until it is resolved.
Do you feel that there will be obviously some pirates that may take advantage of the situation, given the fact that, yes, you have reduced the bus fares. However, how do you manage to now ensure that everyone is adhering to this new stipulation?
I think as the association, we have a very good rapport with the government. So once we agree with the government, we always, ensure that our members comply with whatever that we agreed with them. So there's no doubt whatsoever that our members are going to follow what we always agree with them. It's a key. Obviously, if you are a father in the house, you have a father in the house, you always obey to him, and it goes like that. That's the condition because of the regulation and the laws that have been set in that house. So we have some regulations that we also triggers down to our members. So at this point in time, it's not that difficult because the reduction were done. It's not like an hike. It's always a problem when it's increased because people will start to take money from their pockets and they add on the fuel. So at this stage it's a calm situation.
Let's just get back to the issue of pirates, and I'd like to find out how far, or have you made any strides in just ensuring that pirates also, or pirating from the end of these bus drivers and the taxi drivers comes to a complete halt, because we know how this has affected the transportation sector. How far have you gone in just looking into this issue of pirates, because there's been complaints, especially from those who are in line with operating under the law, and it seems that nothing really is being done to bring this to a halt.
Yeah, it's the nail in the fresh, my brother, and I can tell you the truth where I'm sitting that if the government can work on pirates, I can guarantee you even the prices can be reduced for our passengers. Now you are competing with somebody who has followed the regulations, pays ZRA, NAPSA, workers' compensations, RATSA obligations, insurance. All these are a cost. They are a cost that is snapped to a passenger. And here comes a person who does not pay even to government and is being allowed. I think it is not sitting very well. And moreover, there are all these online, the pirates, I would call them, that have come, the Yango and all these other guys that have come in. It's a bracket the government is losing. I wonder if the government is able to see, or if they want to, make some money. I really don't know. And they want just to, make business very tough for somebody who has followed the laws. I really don't understand. I think it's a challenge to our Minister of Transport. I think he has settled. They need to come up and, support RTSA and ensure that they put up a regulation. Anyone in this country is able to do business, but we need to do business with the regulation that is provided. Others are able to follow the law, others are unable to follow the law. What criteria is the government using in terms of facilitating that the community is stable? They are going to create some noise out there, and people, when they struggle, and government starts now to find solution. Time to find solutions is now. You find when you go in town, Lumumba, they are pirating, and it's an environment that is not conducive at all. We challenge the Minister of Transport, local government, and the Minister of Home Affairs to work together in ensuring that they provide peace. Just by the roundabout there, curfew roundabout, you are driving. Congestion is too much. In Soweto there, buses, they park all the way to Lumumba Road. There is no harmony whatsoever. Where is our government? They've settled today. They've settled today, and we need them to go out there and provide leadership that we chose them for. This is a time to work. It's a time to ensure that the sectors are cleaned and prevailed properly. I think for me, it's a sad story to tell, and I would like you journalists to take up this matter and try to help our government. Let's have some documentary on this issue, so that we help them to reduce on the prices. Because I can agree with you, if there is no piracy or if it's minimized, call us and we will come and sit on the round table to reduce the fares across the country.